My previous video was giving notice to the Orange City Police Department in Florida that some citizens have some serious and potentially dangerous concerns over one of their police officers in the interest of public safety. We did this because corresponding directly with the department seems to, well, kind of get brushed off. So in doing my due diligence, in this video we're going to the department where we will speak with Lieutenant Elshami with the sole purpose of making sure the department knows that the video exists. From there, they can decide to take it seriously or ignore it. But we know they'll know about it. Can I just ask you a question real quick? I just want to make sure you're aware of the video.
What video?
The recent video about the concern for public safety.
No.
There's a new video we put out. It's on my channel. A Genuine Concern for Public Safety, it's called.
Okay.
There's no personal agenda in this video whatsoever, but it's something that needs to be seen. It needs to be heard. Genuinely, I have no personal feelings whatsoever about what's in that video. It's an issue that I think is real. I think there's a danger. I think it needs to be taken seriously. I came in and tried to talk to somebody one day, but everybody was busy, which is why I made the video. And like I said, as a person, I don't care. I have no personal thing against anybody, right? But some things that I'm seeing from somebody, King, it's a danger, man. It's things we shouldn't be seeing from a cop. I know you're not going to comment on it right now, but the information needed to be out there because the thing is, I believe, if not, something could. I believe he's a person that's being controlled by his emotions. If you hear all the details, you'll understand.
Have you filed a complaint on this? If there's a complaint for safety, have you gone through the channels, or
we're doing
just posting videos? I mean,
yeah, we file complaints. They get exonerated.
Okay, but it does get looked into.
If it gets looked into or not, I have no idea.
Well,
I would personally think no, because the complaint that I put in that was exonerated, in the response to the complaint, it made no mention of the things in the complaint. So.
What do you mean by in the response of the complaint? In the actual, did you pull the file itself to read it?
I was going on here a bit and derailing the conversation off the topic, and I'm going to get it back on track in a second, because my point right here is not to talk about complaints that myself and some people have filed in recent history that have been ignored. I don't know what he's talking about. Go pull it and look. We've looked at everything, and it just was exonerated. That's all there is to it. They exonerated it. Valid complaints with evidence, just exonerated. I only mention this because I was trying to make the point that filing these complaints don't seem to get the message across, or don't seem to work. But if I can show that the concerns are out there and they're out there publicly, then it's very easy for everyone to see the exact concerns that were brought to their attention. And, I'll be honest with you, you may or may not have heard it. Claims that Chief Miller has said that he won't take a complaint seriously if it comes from a person with a camera. And,
I find that very hard to believe.
I'm just saying, I'm not alleging that. I'm saying that's been said.
People say things
I would
all
say,
the time,
I would say also, like when I first heard that, I will say I found it hard to believe too.
Yeah.
But then in the response that I got, it seemed to, I was like, well, that could validate it a bit. I don't know that, right? Again, it's just observations only, right?
Because people can talk. People say
absolutely.
all different things.
Absolutely.
And you got to go to the source,
100%.
Even with cops, we get there's three stories.
Right.
Three sides to a story.
Right.
Right? There's the victim side, the
Absolutely.
suspect side,
right.
and then the truth.
Right, yeah.
And our
Which
job
is why
is
we should all record
the truth.
everything, right? Because the video is never going to lie.
So instead of just staying on one side, I would implore you to put in a public records request, get the copy of everything.
Derailing again. All I'm trying to do here is very simple. Because these requests have not worked, I'm saying this is where you can find potentially serious concerns. Ignoring them might be a huge liability.
At ease,
My whole thing has always been pro good cops, right? When I was a cop, they always joke, I'm the cop that hates cops. Because generally speaking, as the general perception, the image, right? I always said, I hated cops. Even as a cop, I hated cops. In the police academy, I hate cops. The general perception, right?
Right.
I like the real people. I don't like what we see so much of, right?
So did you hate yourself?
Tell us that you're not listening to me without saying that you're not listening to me. Did I hate myself? No, but that's what I just said, the general perception. right?
For the public, you mean?
Right, yes.
Right.
And
Okay.
and a lot of times the way I would be treated by police, right? Even as a cop off duty, right?
Right.
Until they realize I have a badge, and then the attitude changes. You know what I mean? Because how many times I got, oh man, you should have said something. And I said, no, F you, keep treating me the way you were just treating me. That's the real you. That blue line, I never liked that blue line. I used to tell cops that I work with, that blue line is a gang sign. Get rid of that shit. The way the public perceives it is exactly what it is, right? Look out for each other, not the public. Why would there be a blue line that divides law enforcement and the public? You know what I mean? There's a divide.
Everybody has their opinions.
Yeah, I get it. And
everybody's entitled to them.
Right, yeah, I get it. But anyway, I didn't want to come talk history. My main thing is there's a genuine concern there. And the things in there need to be heard.
By all means, if there's there's safety to the public, to yourself, to us, we need to know about that. Not everybody goes to your YouTube channel, right?
Right. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
That's not the best way to get information to us. If there's a bad cop, I would say come to us, because we want to get rid of them just as much as you do.
I hope that's true. If that's true,
absolutely.
If that's true, then this should be taken seriously. I think the problem is, and the reason YouTube seems to be better is because I've definitely gotten attention on YouTube. Coming here, I don't know. Am I getting it or not? I don't know. It doesn't look like it. On YouTube, definitely.
Yeah, but are you reaching the correct people?
Again, this is exactly why I'm here. I am making sure it's reaching the right people.
The council members, are they subscribers or whatever you do to
obviously we don't know what the subscribers are.
Get people. So are you reaching the correct audience?
We know that this is part of the audience, but the main target is the public, for public safety and public awareness, and for you to be aware of what the public is aware of.
If they were to come in and say, I filed complaints, I went through the process, I obtained the information, and it's still nothing's being done, which one do you think the judge is going to be more for? Somebody who's actually doing his due diligence to make himself heard. Exactly what I'm doing right here. Couldn't have said it better. Sharing information, public awareness, that's what it's about for me. People see things, and like I might come in, I'm one person, right? I'm using me as the analogy. It could be anybody, right? I can make a complaint or whatever. I'm easy to shut up and get rid of. I'm one person, right? But when you put it out there, people take it upon themselves whether or not they want to redress their grievances. Right. And suddenly one person puts something out there, and from that one person, that department, that agency, whatever it might be, is hearing from 1,000 people about the same thing. That's harder to silence. Well, I could tell you one thing about Chief Miller. Yep. And if you go back to his other career in Port Orange, which I'm sure you probably have already, he is very big on accountability, and rightfully so. Our background checks are probably, we do more than what FDLE requires us to do. I would genuinely love to believe that this is true, but we do know that they've recently hired somebody with very little experience, because that person has bounced around from one department to another over just a few short years. And an independent background check done by citizens revealed some things that would make anybody question why someone would hire this person to be a police officer. As a matter of fact, some of the other agencies this person applied to said that they did not hire them based upon what they saw in the background check. So, because we want good police officers, can some slip through the cracks? Just my opinion, but this seems to be one hell of a crack. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. It happens. It happens with the medical field, with doctors. It happens everywhere, right. It happens in veterinarians. It happens everywhere. We want to get rid of those people. Yep. I guarantee you 100% of us are on board getting rid of somebody who is a cancer, somebody who is not good for our citizens. And I hope that's true. If this is true, there are undeniable things that shouldn't be ignored. Yes. But I hope that's true. I would just implore you to pull the files. It probably answers your questions. So. Would you find it a concern? I don't know what you're exactly. If you had a cop that was being controlled by emotion, let's just say you had a cop that was retaliating in certain ways, using department databases to publish private information on a private citizen, if they were making things up along with that to defame that citizen, if they're making threats to a citizen for looking into them, those things wouldn't be.
Surely he is about to say, yes, if those things are going on, that would be unacceptable, right?
You're naming off a couple things.
Yeah.
I would have to look at
That's
it
why
in detail and make my decision based off of that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go off the cuff.
Well, that video is out there, and like I said, I think that's a really good. It's proven to be a really good way, a really good method to reach people.
No, however, hey, it's First Amendment right.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
and I agree, and
it
should be, and that stuff. No, that should be welcomed.
Yeah,
I honestly think everybody, and I see a lot of cops and even some in this agency that have thanked us. Say, hey, keep doing this. Hey, maybe look into this. You know, there's a lot of cops that appreciate this. Because like me, I worked with a guy that was so bad, I used to beg citizens, please go make a complaint. Please write a complaint on this guy. I go say about him all the time. They say they can't do anything about it on my word. Please make a complaint, please.
Well, I haven't
and
heard
wouldn't
that
do it.
from cops here.
Heard
That
what?
they're working with somebody that they can't stand, like you just pointed out. So
No, that's not exactly what I said, but
well,
I just wanted to say it's
work,
just a
but
genuine
appreciate
concern for
that.
public safety. That video is out there, right? That's the title of the video, A Genuine Concern for Public Safety. There's some things in there that it basically is just me saying, hey, this is out here now. If something bad does happen, you got the liability.
And I would implore you to go through the channels.
Yeah,
the
it's
proper
just,
channels, you know what I mean?
I would implore you to check out the video too. We've tried the channels, man. The channels aren't working. We are doing them. We're doing everything, but so I passed the buck.